is Michelle Darnell, and I am the 47th wealthiest woman in America.
From the very beginning was the idea. Then came the struggles. The next thing you know, these people have become millionaires and top billionaires. And yes, they are all Filipinos. Somehow, we start thinking, what gives? What's their secret? Super delicious Krabby Patty burger perhaps? Like what SpongeBob cooks? Fine ladies of the hour and brave gentlemen. Here's 5 of the best stories of people who started with nothing and ended up with everything, money-wise. Alfredo Yao.
The respect, you should earn that.
Alfredo Yao's father had died at the age of 12. He had 5 sisters. His mother sold pretty much anything a sidewalk vendor could sell to feed the family. The young Alfredo managed to finish elementary and high school with the help of a relative. However, he was unable to finish his degree at MIT, or Mapua Institute of Technology. Even with odd jobs working in a warehouse of a packaging company, Alfredo Yao learned the rudiments of printing cellophane wrappers, both for candies and biscuits, with the help of a cousin who worked for a printing press business. Boldly, he decided to venture into the printing press business.
You have to earn for that.
Yao made use of the potential of toy packs, flexible foil packs, in perfecting its products. He soon found use for these packs by venturing into the juice manufacturing business itself, which in the process founded CESO, leading the way for ready-to-drink juices. His juices secured 80% of the country's packed juice market and were exported worldwide.
Tears of joy. Tears of joy.
Tony Tan Caktiong.
What we were doing is just to serve great tasting food.
You know, being the son of a cook for a Buddhist temple can be a good jumping board for success. Tony was born in Fujian, China, to a working-class family in 1960. His family migrated to the Philippines after World War II. His father cooked for a Buddhist temple to feed the family, and living on a tight budget, was able to open a Chinese restaurant in Davao. As a young child, Tony became a family business busboy, cleaning tables, serving customers, and washing the dishes. With the perseverance of his father, Tony graduated from UST, University of Santo Tomas, with a BS degree in chemical engineering. Following the path of his father, Tony ventured into business, buying ice cream parlor franchises, the once famous Magnolia Ice Cream House. Finding out his customers longed to fill their stomachs before indulging in his cold treats, he offered burgers and chicken in his store. Soon enough, burgers outsold the ice cream products. As a result, Tony and his siblings decided to convert the now 6 ice cream parlors into burger restaurants and name it Jollibee. Today, Tony is one of the richest in the country and a certified billionaire with a net worth of $1.5 billion.
There's this dream of trying to dream big.
John Gokongwei Jr.
The mark of a good manager is to build value, create jobs, and make money for shareholders.
John Gokongwei Jr. was born in the province of Fujian in China. His family has migrated, and business has become well off in Cebu, Philippines. However, John's father died when he was 13, and with it their affluence. John peddled down the streets of Cebu and wet markets in different towns to support his mother and siblings, selling soaps, anything and everything that can be carried on his bike. In effect, he became a market vendor, the youngest of his kind. He traded in Manila at the age of 17, carrying items by sea for bigger profit. The young Gokongwei braved the high seas while riding a small sail-power outrigger called a batel. He had a brush with death on one such trip, as the batel hit a rock and capsized. Good thing, he and fellow passengers were saved by clinging onto the rubber tires that he intended to sell. Soon, Gokongwei ventured into business, setting up his first company, Amasia. He imported all he could from the US, from textiles, newspapers, magazines, used clothes, cigarettes, and sold them in the country.
This is money I'd saved from selling used clothing, old newspapers, all the knickknacks.
He was able to secure a 500,000 peso loan from China Bank with his good name established to start a manufacturing business. The rest is history. Today, John Gokongwei Jr. is one of the few billionaires in the country with estimated wealth of $5.3 billion.
It took me 75 years to come to this point.
Lucio Tan.
Thank you for not smoking.
It's hard to believe for a man who doesn't smoke that Lucio Tan owns the country's largest cigarette manufacturing company, Fortune Tobacco. Mr. Tan was born on July 17, 1934 in Fujian Province, China, and had the modest beginnings. As a child, he had to work for the family in Bataan Tobacco Factory. He was able to push himself into elementary and secondary education. He earned some units for chemical engineering at the University of the East via a work-study program, although he was unable to finish college.
He has decided to drop out of school, so I made a deal with him. I get my GED, he gets his diploma.
He saw the great opportunity and established his own cigarette company in 1966, starting with only 2 cigarette machines. He never looked back and was able to rescue dying businesses and grow them into dynamic structures. Thanks to his sharp business acumen, 2 of his most famous companies include Tanway Distillers and Philippine Airlines. His company captures 80% of the cigarette market in the Philippines today, and PAL is the airline industry's leading carrier.
Which make them burn faster, which make you smoke more.
Henry C. This is the story of how one sari-sari store vendor became the shopping mall king of Asia. Henry C. was born in Xiamen, China on Christmas Day 1923 and was introduced to retail early despite poverty. During his early teens, the Wu family moved to the Philippines and his dad opened a small variety store in Manila. Life was hard and the young C had to sleep inside the store to clear the counters in order to do so. World War II, however, destroyed that store to the sorrow of his father. Instead of giving up, Henry C. pushed through earning income through buying and selling shoes from American enterprising GIs.
Oh, all right, looking good.
The little success of his shoe selling business inspired him to open up a small shoe store in Quiapo, Manila in 1958. He named it Shoe Mart. By 1972, Henry C. had turned his small shoe store into his first department store in its own right. Mr. C is the richest business magnate in the Philippines, worth over $19 billion, with a handful of his malls gracing the top 25 biggest malls of the world, making him the 53rd richest person in the world.
It's business.
Get inspired with us by watching one of our great videos. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring that bell to never miss out.